now we're going to talk quickly about the services that are available here at Walden. This is the good stuff. Okay, these are the things that you can use here in the library. What we can do to help you. So there are a number of things that we offer. Ask a Librarian is just our reference service. Okay, and I'll go back to the library homepage and point this stuff out to you in just a moment. I'll just run through it really quick. So Ask a Librarian, that's just our reference service. That's something that's available to you all the time. There won't always be somebody on the reference desk, but you can always send us an email. You can always call us and leave a voicemail, and we can get back to you and help you, when the reference desk is back open. We have document delivery service. That's a service that it's interlibrary loan basically, but it's just for articles or book chapters. So you can't get whole books, but you can get book chapters. Primarily, students use it for articles. So if you're working on capstone, your literature review, or you were working on a paper, earlier on in your career or something like that, and there's an article that we don't have in our collection and you can't find it online, document delivery service is the service you'd use to make a request for the article, and then we would search it out in one of our partner libraries and then send it to you. So it's just a way to get some of that, to ensure that you're able to find the research that you need for whatever you're doing, especially when you're at the point when you're working on your literature review and you really need to be finding all of those articles on your topic. So document delivery service is really great. Liaison appointments, I'll talk about that in a little bit more in just a moment, but that is an opportunity for you to make an appointment with a liaison and have a one-on-one session with them. So when you're at the point when you're working on your literature review and you need some help to try and find the resources you need, or you're just kind of stuck or whatever, you can make on a one-on-one appointment and talk with them, and those liaison appointments are really popular. And from what I have heard, are very helpful. Students tend to think that they're pretty great. And then we have a bunch of instructional materials as well, and I'll point that stuff out in just a moment. But what that basically is we have a lot of guides, tons and tons of guides on a variety of different topics related to using the library and finding resources. And we have webinars, recorded webinars, and things called library labs, which are a little more hands-on. You get in there and practice doing some things too alongside the librarian. So we have all this stuff recorded, and we're constantly putting out new webinars, doing new library labs. So there's lots of new stuff happening too that you can tune in. You can register for and watch as well. But we keep a recording of everything just so that students can come back and look at things. So let's go back into the library, and I'll just show you. Sorry for yo-yoing you back and forth between the PowerPoint and the library, but I think it's nice to be able to show you things on the homepage as well. It helps you maybe remember things a little bit better, and then you also know where the stuff is when it comes time to using it. So let's see. Let's talk about Ask a Librarian first. Okay, that is our reference service, and you can get to it. There's a couple ways. There's Ask a Librarian up here at the top, or there's this big blue Ask a Librarian button here on the left. Okay, so I'm going to click on the big blue Ask a Librarian button, and there's a few options. You can contact us by email, contact us by phone, or you can schedule a research appointment. This is the liaison appointments I was talking about a moment ago. So let's just talk about email and phone. You can, if you scroll down here a little ways, here's the email form. So you just fill this form out. It's pretty simple, and then you've got this box here for your question. It looks like a small box, but it can get pretty big. So you can type as much as you want in here. And so here's where you can ask a question, whatever it is. Students often ask about finding particular articles. So if you're having a hard time finding an article, something you need to read for class, or something that you just want to locate for some other reason, you can definitely ask us about that. Or if you're just curious about doing research on a topic and you're having a hard time with that, you can ask us about that and give us as much detail as you can about your topic or about what you're trying to find. It just helps us so we have a better idea of what it is you need. All kinds of, whatever reason you're contacting the library, and there is no dumb reason to contact the library. You can ask us any question you want. We're friendly people. Ask us questions, and then we get back to you within 24 hours. So it's not an immediate thing, but it's pretty quick. So just, if there's something you need help finding, whatever it happens to be, just submit that question, and then we'll respond to you in pretty short order. And then you can call us and leave a message. And the way it's working right now, just with staffing issues, we're not actually calling students back. We're responding over email. But sometimes students, they just maybe they're not in front of their computer, or they just don't want to try and type out what they're trying to ask. You can call us and leave a voicemail, and then we'll get back to you within 24 hours over email. Again, this is kind of a new thing for us. It just sort of involves staffing issues, just not having enough people around to answer the phone as much as we'd like. So, but you can call us and leave a voicemail if you'd prefer to do that. And again, this stuff is open all the time, so regardless of the time of day or night, you can send us an email, you can leave a voicemail, and somebody will get back to you as soon as the reference desk is back open again. So that's Ask a Librarian. I would highly encourage you to use the librarians, use the reference librarians. We're here to help you. So if you are struggling to find things, get in contact with us, and don't wait until you're at a point where you're so frustrated because you've been looking for 4 hours for this article or whatever. You've been looking for a couple days for something and you just can't locate it, and you're just kind of hating everything right now because you're so frustrated. Don't wait until that point. If you're trying to find an article, for example, and you've spent maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes looking for it, and you just can't locate it, just contact us. There's no shame in that. It's better just to reach out to us before you get really frustrated. We're definitely here to help you. So keep that in mind. Use us, and use us often. So let's see. Now I'll talk about document delivery service. This is a really great service. Again, this is where you can make requests for articles or book chapters, not the whole book, but book chapters. And then if we go out and look for those, and if we find them, we send you electronic copies. So we'll send you a PDF of whatever it is you're looking for. And I'll talk about that now. They'll give you a little more detail. So up here on the services, there's a services tab in the kind of upper middle part of the screen. If you put your mouse over that, a menu appears, and document delivery is right at the bottom here. So click on document delivery, and then we have information about DDS, or document delivery service. So if you forget about these details, you can come back here and read a little bit more about it. But the important things to keep in mind is that it takes a few days for us to get things to you. Officially, we ask for 7 to 10 business days. It doesn't always take that long, but that's what we ask. So it's not a last-minute option. If you're working on a paper and it's due tomorrow, and you can't get this article, you're probably out of luck with document delivery service. So plan ahead, and then you should be fine. It's free to you. You don't have to pay anything more for this. We have a price cap of $55 per article, but that's pretty rare. I've only heard of that, of articles costing more than $55 a couple of times. So it probably isn't an issue that you'll encounter. There's also a 30 article per lifetime limit. That's important to keep in mind. And what that basically means is if you encounter an article that you don't think is available and you'd like to get it, before you come in and just submit a request for the article, send the reference librarians an email or call us or whatever, contact us and tell us about this article you're trying to find. What we'll do is we'll just verify that it isn't available. We'll just search. Sometimes articles, you can be really good at using the library and locating things. Sometimes certain articles and certain databases are just weird and they're hard to find and they don't work. They don't come up the way that you'd expect them to. So it happens, but we can double check to make sure. And if it truly isn't available, then we'll say, yeah, okay, so we don't have this. If you'd like it, this would be a good option for, this would be good to use document delivery service on. So we'll just help you with that, just so you're not wasting one of your 30 chances to use document delivery service. That happens sometimes. Students will say, oh, okay, I couldn't find this article, it must not be available. I'll make a request for it. And then they get the article, but then maybe they realize, oh, it actually was available in the library. Shoot, didn't need to use document delivery service. So just let us know before you use this, and we can double check for you. It's pretty easy to use. There's this big blue sign into DDS here. You just click this button, and then you log in with your Walden portal information, the same way you'd log into a classroom or anything else here at Walden. And then you just make a request, you just fill out the form and give the citation information, and you're good to go. So document delivery service is great. It'll probably be something that you use more when you get to the point when you're working on your literature review or your capstone project, whatever that is. And I say that just because our collection is really big. The articles we do have available, millions and millions of articles. So chances are you can find something, for the paper you might be working on, or the discussion posts, things like that, other assignments that you have in your classes. So it isn't always necessary to use document delivery service for that, but you can if you truly feel like you need the article for whatever it is. So that's document delivery service. Keep that in mind. There is a way to get those articles that don't appear to be available in the library. Now let's talk about liaison appointments. And I'm going to come back to, let's go back to the home page here. And actually I'll come back to Ask a Librarian. And then come down to this Schedule a Doctoral Research Appointment. Okay, and click on this. And this takes us to the list where you can find your library liaison. So here are the different liaisons that we have at the moment. So let's go to the College of Education. I'm just going to pick on Anne. What you could do is you just click this Schedule an Appointment button here, and then screen comes up. And there's some information. For example, U.S. Eastern Time is the time, what everything is set in here, so it's important to keep that in mind. And then you come down and then you can go through and look at the different available dates and then schedule an appointment to meet with your liaison. So, and I know that some of the liaisons can be flexible, but I don't know how much flexibility they always have. But if there's, if you're having a hard time finding a time that works, you can always reach out to the library, and that message can get to the liaison and you work something out. I mean, bottom line, we're here to help you. We want you to succeed. So depending on where you live in the world, what you have going on in your life, like we can figure something out to help you. But this is how you make an appointment with a liaison. And the way the appointments work is, you set up a meeting time and then you get together. Obviously over the internet and discuss that. I think you have 30 minutes. I think that's right. Or maybe it's an hour. It must be an hour. That's great. So you have an hour to meet with a librarian and talk one-on-one with them and discuss your research and dig a little bit deeper into your topic or whatever it is you need help with. So these liaison appointments are really great, very valuable service that we offer. So do keep that in mind. You'll probably get to know your particular liaison pretty well. You should anyway, because we're here to help you, and the more you use us, the better you're going to be. The better off your research is going to be. That's kind of bottom line. So that's the appointments that you can make with a liaison. It's pretty easy to do. Let's go back to the library's homepage here. Now, the last little bit about services that we offer that I want to talk about are the different kinds of instructional materials we have. Earlier I mentioned that we have guides and we have webinars and library labs, all kinds of stuff going on. And I'll show you how to find this and get a little bit more information about what we have. For example, seeing the webinar schedule, what kind of webinars we have coming up. So, come to this Help tab, okay? And let's just click on Help. Okay, so here on the left we have these brown boxes, and instructional media, you can think of these as the videos. So this would be like the recorded webinar sessions or the upcoming webinars, things that we have. I'm going to click on instructional media, and you can see here we have a couple of upcoming webinars. So we have an Introduction to Nursing Research, and then Evidence-Based Practice Library Labs. These are two nursing or health science related labs, but we every month we have new ones. So if you don't see something that's relevant to you now, just keep checking back. We always have new things, and I know we're pretty good about sending out communications to students. So it's not that you have to always come back here and check. Because we do send out emails and try and make it as, market it as widely as we can, just so students know about this stuff, because we want you to come and to view this, to participate. So, but you can come here and just check out the upcoming webinars, and you can come down, if we scroll down a little bit, you can watch a recorded webinar. So we have webinars on a variety of different topics, general library skills webinars. Let's click on this. Scroll down a little bit. So here you can see we have, for example, the very first one, Introduction to the Walden Library. This is just a great intro webinar that we offer to new incoming students. And there's a link. There'll always be a link to the recording itself, and then usually a link to the transcript if we have a new proper transcript. You can get that as well. And then if there's other resources like a guide, a relevant guide or something, we'll also link that here. So you can get some more information. So if you just scroll through this list, you can see that we have things, webinars on a variety of topics: brainstorming brainstorming search terms, citation management software. Keep scrolling down, evaluating online resources, finding government documents. That's an old one. I did that one a long time ago. Getting to know Thoreau, the multi-database search tool I talked about earlier. Google Books. You can see Google Scholar. Internet Basics, lots and lots of stuff here. I won't scroll through the whole list, but a whole lot of different great content. So I would highly recommend you come and just check this out sometime when you have a little bit of free time, because you may find that there's something that would be worth your time to view. And some of these are an hour, some of them are a half an hour, so it just depends on the topic. I'm going to come back out, and then we have a variety of webinars in the different subject areas. So for example, let's go to business and management right here at the top. So if you're a business and management student, you can click on this link and then see, okay, what do we have for business and management students? So we have library tips for the doctoral study literature review, the DBA doc study. So this is a great one. So if you're a DBA student, I would highly recommend checking this out. This is an older recording, but I know this is one that they'll be doing again soon. So you could either participate in a live session or you could watch a recording. We've got stuff. Sometimes we have things for faculty, so we've got some faculty stuff here as well. I've been finding government documents, intro to business management, library research. So lots of different things. It really just depends on what the liaison decides they want to do. What kind of webinar they want to host. But these webinars are great. They're just rich in information, using the library, doing specific kinds of research, looking for particular kinds of materials, whatever it might be. These webinars, the recordings, or the live sessions are really great because they're a chance to see how things are done, to watch demonstrations, to listen to questions, to ask questions yourself related to whatever the topic happens to be at hand. So the webinars are really great, and we try and keep the recordings fresh. We try and always come up with new ideas. So the webinars, like everything else here at the library, it's growing and growing. We'll always be adding new content as we go. So those are the webinars. Now we have other kinds of instructional materials too. And oops, I'll come back up to click on this help. So we've got kind of the help main screen here, and we've got the research process. So we clicked on, over here on the left, we clicked on this instructional media link to view the different webinars. Now if you come down here below, we have the research process and technical help. Now these two both lead you to guides, the technical help guide. So if you're having a hard time, let's click on that. If you're having a hard time, you're encountering errors when you're in the databases. Sometimes the databases can be funky sometimes. There's always a possibility for some kind of technical glitch, either on our end in the library or on the side of the database vendor themselves. So depending on what you're experiencing, you can come here, and we've got guides on a variety of different things related to errors you may encounter, or just things like how do I download an ebook, because some of our ebook collections allow you to actually download the ebook. So you could, if you have a tablet or some kind of device, or even just on your computer, you could download a book and just have it there, and view it offline if you want to, or print it off, even things like that. So lots of that kind of stuff. We've guides related to using web browsers, different things you might want to do with your web browser, or just if you're encountering errors, how to clear your browsing data, things like that. So we try and provide some technical help just for those moments when it's 2 in the morning your time, whatever, and the library is closed and you can't get through to somebody and you need some help because the database seems to be a little goofy. You can potentially get the information you need there. The research process, this link in the middle here, if we click on this takes us to guides related to, as you can imagine, the research process itself. So scroll down here, we've got lots and lots of different guides related to choosing a topic, finding theories, finding full text in general. Whether, I'm going to click on this link, this is a big guide here. Whether you're looking for course readings or articles on a topic or books, whatever, we can help you, or this guide here can help you, track down that full text. And you can see lots of content here. If we scroll down, we try in these guides. This is just a good example. They're all like this. There'll be links to additional information and lots of stuff to read through, lots of information. And then on the left, you'll see there'll be these brown boxes that just take you to more content within the guide itself. So there's a lot here to navigate through and look at. Lots of really great information to be aware of. So that is really quickly just the guides. Again, came up here to help, and you can just click on it from here. If you want to look at the webinars, you have the instructional media link, or the research process itself. You can look at guides on the research process. So those are the different kinds of instructional materials that we offer, and we're always thinking about new ideas and trying to come up with different ways of helping students do the research they need to do here at Walden. So I'm sure you'll see things change and us add new materials or new guides as time moves on. So that is what I wanted to say about the different services we offer. So again, we've got the reference desk. You can use the Ask a Librarian, come to this Ask a Librarian page, and you can submit an email or you can give us a call. We've got document delivery, which allows you to make requests for articles or book chapters if you are trying to get some materials and they don't seem to be available. You've got liaison appointments for when you're doing that higher level research and you need some assistance, doing the research itself, or you just want to make sure that you're on the right track. You can have a one-on-one appointment with a liaison. And then all the instructional materials, the guides and webinars that we have that are there to help further assist you in doing the research you need to. So those are the services we offer, and I'm just going to take a moment to see if there are any questions. So I'm just staring at it. I see a new question just popped in. Can I still use the Walden Library after I graduate? That's a great question. And the answer is sort of. You can't use the Walden Library that you're using right now, the Walden Library that I'm demonstrating. You can use something called the Alumni Library, which has a lot of the same databases and some of the same resources, but it's not the Walden Library. And that really just comes down to just contractual things, just the nature of this university. And for some students, depending, maybe you went to school at another university or another institution, and you still have access to that library. You can still use it, and that's the case for some, not for all. But here at Walden, we had to sort of come up with a solution to that, and that's the Alumni Library. And that's something that we can, once you get close to that point when you're getting ready to graduate, you can reach out to us and we can help you with that, get you connected, because it's not actually associated with the library at all. It's the Alumni Association deals with the Alumni Library, but we can point you in the right direction, give you the links you need, give you the information you need to use that. And you can always contact the library, so you can always send us emails still, and we can help you in that way. But in terms of using the collection that we have, the collection that you were using while you're at Walden, it's different. It's a little bit different, but but again, when you get close to that point, you can reach out to us and we can help you with that. So I see, how do we find peer-reviewed journals in the library? So I'll come to that question in a second, but I just want to make sure I've said everything I wanted to say, because we're coming down to the wire here. So how the Walden Library can help, this is the last little bit here for me, and I've kind of talked about all this already, but we're here with research help. The librarians on the reference desk or the subject liaisons, we're here to assist you. So regardless of what you're trying to find, the research you're doing, you're not in it alone. We can help you. So contact us often and give us as much information as you can, and we can help you find the things that you need. We offer tons of different databases, so we try and provide as much full text as we can to students, so you're not having to rely on those outside sources to get materials. We can help you find articles, using document delivery if things aren't available, or at least help you dig around in the databases and find the things you need. Same with books. We can help you find books that may be local to you. Maybe you've got some libraries around you. We can help you track those down if there are things that aren't in our collection. And there are, since we're talking about books, there are other freely available book collections online, like Project Gutenberg or Google Books. There are there's one called Hathi Trust. There are other collections that aren't associated with our library at all, but they're just free to everybody. You can get in there and use those and find books, and there's additional material there. So we can help you track things down that way too, depending on what it is you're trying to find. So there are materials that are available outside the library, and we can help you with that. We just need to know what you're trying to find, and we can help you. Now, how do we find peer-reviewed journals in the library? I'm not sure if you're talking about the journal itself or the articles within the journal, but we got just a moment here. Let me go back. So what you can do for a question like that, because I don't have a lot of time here, but what you can do is you'll notice this quick answer box. Okay, so what you could do if you have a question about finding peer review, you say how do I find peer-reviewed articles? Okay, so you can see here, how do I find scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles? Okay, so you can click on that, and it takes you to a mini guide. It's called a quick answer. This is a little guide that will walk you through how you find peer-reviewed articles in the library. Just in general, what it amounts to is going into a database, limiting your search to peer-reviewed publications only, and then doing that search, and then you find your articles. It's sort of a foundational skill, going in and finding that scholarly peer-reviewed material. But that's something that students, you have to learn it. And even if you've been at Walden for a little while, you can still maybe be a little unfamiliar with our collection, the things we offer. So in this instance, if you're saying, okay, I need to find some articles on this topic, but I'm not totally sure how to do that, reach out to us. Send us an email, give us a call. And since I'm saying that, I'll remind you, Ask a Librarian here on the homepage. It's in two places. Ask a Librarian right down here. You can send us an email and tell us what you're trying to find. Say, I'm looking for articles on this particular topic, or I want articles by this particular author, or I'm trying to find this very specific article. We'll help you with that. We'll respond with search suggestions, with step-by-step process of, okay, here's how you do a research on this particular topic, or here's how you find this particular article, and then we can provide you links to the things you're trying to find too. So we are here to help you if you need it.